thanks for coming. Can you hear me whole? Or yes? Okay. So today we're going to speak about three major investors which are supporting companies in Wallonia mainly. By the end of the year, the three companies will merge into one unique company, one legal entity. So of course they were using different managing software to manage their activities. So today they had to choose basically what software will remain after the merge, and to use basically one common tool at the end. So Florian today is representing one of the company, SRIW, which is difficult to say in English, but that's it. And Valérie is representing Sogepa, a second company, and the third company which is Soalfin. The merged entity, we still don't know the name of it, so maybe we'll know later, but for now we still have to implement this company, this new company coming. Florian will speak as the SRIW, so meaning that he will give us more the context of the first implementation, and Valérie, which is kind of new in the Odoo system, will speak a bit more about how we could integrate additional and specific needs for in Odoo. All right, so maybe giving a bit of context first. Florian, could you maybe explain why you were looking first for an ERP system, like an integrated system? Because SRIW has really specific needs, so why do you choose first for an ERP system?
So basically in 2020 we were looking at SRIW for a new ERP system, because at that time we had several IT tools, but very, let's say, decentralized. We were handling contact, we had an accounting system, we were handling our financial assets in another tool, and then also loans in another tool. So let's say that everything was very decentralized, with the consequence of, let's say, kind of inefficiencies in the way we were working. It was working, but it was a bit inefficient. And also lack of information. People didn't know how to look for information within the organization. So that's why we were looking for a new system, and also to kind of go forward and have a kind of a modern tool for the organization. So that's why we were looking for that, and we choose. Basically, we did a market analysis to see what was available within the market, and that's why we were looking for something new.
Okay, thanks. And Valérie, which tool were you using before coming to Odoo?
So until now we were working with a lot of Excel files. Okay. And we only had an accounting software, which is called Easy. It was okay, but as Florian said, not very efficient and not an integrated tool, so we were missing that. Mm-hmm. So it means that 2 years ago, we had the implementation of Easy. It was not easy, but... okay. And for the moment, so we are living the implementation of Odoo, and I can say that it's much more efficient than what we had before.
Okay, I hope it's going to stay like that.
Yes.
Thanks to the team also present here. Florian, why, looking a bit in the past, why did you choose first for Odoo?
So at that time we did a market analysis to see what was available on the market. So we needed that integrated tool. But of course there are several offers. And we did kind of an analysis of our needs. Okay, we wanted, let's say, an integrated channel to organize our financial assets. Of course, the accounting that were linked to it, an easy way to find our contacts, and that was the need. And then we analyzed what was available, and we saw in Odoo kind of a, let's say, standard offer, but that also allow to some kind of flexibility. So we understood, talking with the consultants, that we could have the standard offer, but also developed some very specific tools that were very customized to our need, and that's what we really liked in their offer. and also being kind of a very, let's say, innovative company in Belgium, that also helped in our choice, and also because Odoo is kind of a participation of the SRIW, it also helped. So that was a good match for both companies.
Okay, then you were convinced by Odoo, but how do you convince then the two other entities to come into Odoo as well?
So yeah, that's the specificity of this context. So we went live with Odoo in beginning of 2021, and then 1 year later, in 2022, we decided to merge with two other entities. So at that time, we were already live using the system, and we had kind of to look for a solution for 3 entities. So we analyzed also what the 3 entities had. We did the analysis, and to convince them, well, basically that was easy to explain them what we had, because we are already working with it, and it was kind of new, and the system was really integrated. So we did that analysis, also doing a gap analysis of what we wanted in the future for the new group, what we had previously, and what we had to do to merge that gap. We had a lot of discussion with the team of Odoo to understand if they could fill that gap, and if they could also answer our needs for the future.
Yes. So you are talking about the ROI analysis, the return on investment analysis. So Valérie, you experienced this analysis. What is your feeling about it? How it went?
So we had a few workshops with you as Odoo team, and we also had workshops with our 2 new colleagues. And we identified that what you had already developed for SRIW was a good basis, a very good basis, but that SOGEPA had specific needs that needed to be put it in place. So we did that all together, and for the moment we are in the phase of testing everything.
Okay, so you start the implementation already. So maybe you can tell us a bit more how it goes and where we are.
So for the implementation is divided in 6 sprints, and for the moment we have done 4. We have told you all the problems or small bugs or improvements that can be done, and so the Odoo team is for the moment working on that, and when they will be ready, we will test again.
Yes, and we have a sharp planning for that implementation, indeed. Well, what did you learn from the first implementation, Florian?
Well, several things. That first of all, that change management was key for us. So we had to inform the employees of the company. We had to inform them, to train them, and to give also some kind of specialized training for the people that were a little bit left behind. So that was really key. And for us, we had the support from an external coach that helped us to give the good message, because sometimes we were a bit too focused on our task and not really understanding how it was perceived by the employee of the company. So that was definitely key. Also, what was important for us was to have that core team internally in our organization that were the implementation team that took a lot of time to develop the solution with Odoo, and spend a lot of time with them, because it's not that you come and you say, okay, we need that and that and that, and then see you in 1 year and it has to be perfect. We had to really work with them and explain the business needs and translate that need into a specification. So that was really key, to spend a lot of time to explain that. And also that we had a lot of at least we had that experience that they had really specialized people that were really understanding the business needs that we had and translate it in the right way. So that's a bit the learning.
That's true. We have generic consultants, but also the team of experts, especially in finance in that case. Okay. So regarding your real specific topics, what was the strategy of Odoo to implement those topics?
So first of all, it was to identify them, then to write your specification, and then to test them, and then to improve them. And in a few weeks, they will be live, because we have to be live at the 1st of January. But in December, we will already make the accounting in Odoo. So we will do that as a testing of 1 month. So in December, we'll have the accounting in Easy, and we will compare that to the accounting in Odoo to see if everything is okay to be ready for the 1st of January.
Yes, and regarding the collaboration with the other entities, I mean the fact that the SRIW were already implemented, or then could you...
We can benefit from their experience. So they teach us, they train us, they help us, because when we have problems to test or to find something in Odoo, Florian is always there to ask to our questions. And you have a very good project managing tool. So we see each task in it, we see where we are, we see where we have to do. Each task is assigned to one person of Odoo and also to one single person of contact from our side. And we have a Teams meeting every week. If we have specific question, we call you, and otherwise we chat via your project tool, and it's efficient.
Yes. Everybody knows what to do,
Yep.
like on a regular basis.
Yes. Okay. We know the deadlines.
We all know the deadlines, that's true. So now to conclude, what would be maybe the key learning points that you have to tell to people here?
Yeah, I would say that the collaboration between, let's say, the company and Odoo has to be good. You need to communicate well. That's for me, that's really important. Also, within our company, we had to, let's say, free our planning to be able to work on the implementation, because this is taking a lot of time. And if you keep your, let's say, daily work and have to do the implementation, that's going to become really, really tricky for you. And then also always be keen to kind of reinventing yourself and not thinking, okay, we want this solution the same way as we have always done it, because that's always a good opportunity to kind of reinvent and think, okay, we have done it that way, but now with this solution we could change it. And we liked it with the Odoo consultants, because they were challenging us and thinking, okay, you have done it that way, but why is it that actually? So we were always challenging ourselves for this new solution.
So challenge, free your time also internally,
Yeah.
and a good change management strategy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And having a lot of people involved, because a merger brings uncertainties and fears. So if you feel that you are not alone and we are part of a team, then it's easier. But I agree with Florian. Communication is key, time management, and having great teams on every side.
Thank you. I don't know if some of you have some questions. Yes? Can bring you the mic.
Thank you. I was wondering, as you know, in finance, in your sector, in finance, there's widespread use of machine learning, deep learning, and AI algorithms to work out data, to predict market movements and such. I was wondering if you have thought about developing some modules inside Odoo to integrate such technologies for your business. or if you're thinking about integrating the communication with maybe already the third-party software that you use to do such, deep learning AI work, to integrate anyway this communication maybe via API with Odoo.
So what we have for the moment is a mix between kind of manual gathering of the data and also integrated solution via an API or something like this, which collect the data and can help us to have better understanding of the market evolution, especially because we have financial assets and we want key data like the turnover of this company, because we want this data to be available at any point and for the whole company. So that's why we thought about doing this integration of an external module within our ERP tool. And for the moment, we are, let's say, in the middle of this phase between manual input and automatic input. So that's what we are doing. So for the key figures of the company, and we also have the same for the to help the treasury department have input from the data of, let's say, live market pricing. That's what we have for the moment.
Cheers, thank you. When it came to selecting Odoo, did you face any challenges with compliance, information security around Odoo versus the big systems, Microsoft or Salesforce? Were there any kind of challenges of who are these players and securities of financial information?
Well, we did this analysis for sure, but it was not, to be honest, it was not an issue for us. And the answer of Odoo were legitimate and satisfied us in that way in terms of security. So we did not notice any significant difference in a security perspective compared to, let's say, the market analysis that we did from other players. No.
Someone else? Nope. Yep.
What are the biggest development that you had to do in Odoo? Features missing, or what instead, apart of the interfaces with external tools?
Well, let's say that the main development we did was to develop a fully customized app for the credits that we have. So our product offering is we invest equity in companies, but we also invest in debt. So in that way, we needed a tool to handle our loans and be able on a daily basis to do some simulation for investment manager. Let's say, okay, we need to give a loan for that company, and they had to do a simulation to be able to provide it to the company. And the need was also on a monthly basis to issue our due notice. And that was not available in the system. And previously we had also a customized tool for that. So that was the main development that we did. And we spent almost a year doing that. So it took a really, really long time. And we went live with that system in September, issuing our due notice. So that was very challenging because it's very, very specific tool. Also, we provide an offer that is quite wide, so that had to be integrated in the system, and that was really challenging, I would say. But as I said, we had good collaboration. For that year, we had almost weekly workshop with Odoo, developing phase by phase this specific app. And yeah, so far so good. I would say we are really pleased with that solution.
I don't know if someone else has a question, maybe? Do we? Okay. Well, if you want, you can also just come to us if you have an additional question. Thank you for coming and have a good lunch.
Thank you.
Thank you.